I may end up being the first one that accomplishes this goal, because if somebody else has done it, I can't fucking find it. Check. There is the mid-pipe kit for the DR650 from ProCycle to adapt either Gsxr exhaust or the Hayabusa. That flange right there will accommodate both. But that's how that goes to the regular Gsxr can. Okay, so here's my fucking problem. And this is the stock exhaust for the 2015 Gsxr. This here's an X47H4X. Okay, so that's looking at it from the side. But what's most important is, if you stand that up, it's not round. Make sure you got a good set of Allen wrenches when it comes to this. I've already been through this. I use stuff like that. You don't just want a little, you know, fag little Allen wrench. The little small piece, you can probably get away with it, that covers up the joint from the header pipe to the mid pipe. But once you start getting back in there deeper, they're on there pretty tight. And you know, there's other kinds too, T-handles and stuff like that, but I don't recommend a regular Allen wrench. Correct fucking tool. That's gotta come off. Joint under there, that bolt, and one back here, which might be out of the view. And then the whole thing slips right off. 8mm. That bolt, then that bolt. All the rest of these, 6mm. All these bolts are the same. Okay, you can't fuck it up. That's it. The biggest problem that I'm having to solve is, this is kind of like if it was, it's in my vise kind of, so that's straight. But if I just tip it up, see the angle there? You know, that's straight. That thing's cocked really good. And the other Gsxr pipes are straight from back to front. My intent is to retain this mount that's on there and mount that to the same exact spot that's on the DR without having to have some connector piece or something like that. Okay, on this particular Gsxr exhaust, this here is the gasket, I guess is the right word. It fits in here, okay? And then so all of this stuff is 2-inch, and so is my J-bend, right? Now get a load of this. To get this in there, that goes in there, okay? That's where it came out of. It goes right back, so that's no problem. But the interior diameter is 1 7/8. Well, we're working with 2-inch stainless. The J-bend's 2-inch stainless. So here's my plan. The flange that comes with the kit to mount to the old style Gsxr exhaust or the Hayabusa, this here's 1 7/8. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off, okay, right there. This will go away. This piece, trust me, fits on there. So there's my 1 7/8. Okay, see, like that. even though it's just a little bit cattywomper. That's 1 7/8, and then when you go from 1 7/8 to 2 inches, that leaves a 1/16, right? On either side. That's no problem. Okay, so if I had to go from 1 7/8 to 2 inch, I can correct up with my weld for the 1/16, right? And by the way, you TIG weld this. You don't MIG weld it. You TIG weld it. Unless you want it to look like shit. Okay, it kind of popped that on a little bit better. So that's that gasket. I'm not gonna put it on all the way because I got work to do. So we'll cut that off. That'll go. The gasket will go there. That will go. The flange will be gone, right? That goes in there, okay, because that's where it came out of. I guarantee it fucking goes back in. Okay, see this? This here is the strap, the hanging strap that comes with the Pro Cycle kit for the older version of the Gsxr can, if you will. It fucking doesn't work on this at all. Okay, so you're not going to use it. I've hung it, and I like the height, and the back of this does not stick out, you know, past the muffler or anything dumb. It's decent as long as you get the angle on the dangle right. So my intent is to try to keep this. You know, at the end of the day, I may end up modifying it and all that shit, and if I do, I'll tell you. But the one thing that concerns me, and just being up front, the back of the fenders, right about here, which is about in the same place that the stock exhaust is, but the side plate is, or the frame cover is a little bit too close for my comfort level. So I may end up heating this up with an acetylene torch, just get this good and hot, and then take that tab alignment and cock it a little bit. So if I cock it like that, just a fuzz, maybe, you know, a little bit, and I'll tell you, bring the back a little bit further away from the muffler. At the same time, it would bring the front of the muffler in farther, giving that side panel a little bit more clearance. That's right. OBI-WAN Kenobi. The mighty DR650 and my Gsxr 1000 exhaust mod. Nobody has done this except me that I have been able to find. Side panel off. I put my my little cover plate back on that hides that joint. Pro Cycle mid pipe deal, plus a I think it's called a squirrely J-bend. There's a joint. It's hot because it's been running. There's a joint right back there. Joint there. Joint there. Little transition piece there, maybe part of that 45. I had to modify this a little bit. And when I use the word we, I got a neighbor who's a dear friend of mine. His name is Chris. He did all of this fabrication, all the cutting, the welding. He's just a master craftsman and mechanic. He welds airframes for Cessna. He used to work on exhausts for Billy Boat, custom exhausts. And then, so that's the transition. That goes back into that flange with that lead donut. I had to modify this a wee bit to get that to clamp down a little bit. We're not even connecting here anymore. This, it's as far away from the fender as it used to be. My side panel has clearance, as maybe you saw from those little short photo clips or whatever. No problem there. This ain't fucking going nowhere. This is solid as a fucking rock. And I am extremely fucking happy with the way that this came out. I have never seen this done until now. Okay, so just one last thing. If you can see my shirt. Okay, you cannot believe the amount of air coming out of this. Between that and a sparrow fart from the stock exhaust, just night and fucking day. I can't wait to ride it tomorrow. That's right. OBI-WAN Kenobi, come on.